Hey everybody, this is going to be a response to Mutant Reigns, who made a video, Deja Vu Storylines. If you haven't watched any of Mutant's videos, go check them out. I'll put his link in the description box. But you'll probably see the video that I'm responding to below. But no matter what, go check out his channel. He makes some great videos. He's probably the most knowledgeable out of all of us, seeing as he is one of the older wrestling fans that have been watching for more than 30 years. So give him a shot. You may agree or disagree, but whatever. I just wanted to give my input on storylines because it's a great topic to talk about. Because quite frankly, this is something that WWE and TNA just completely fail on. They completely fail on how to work a storyline or how to work a character. All right. The example I want to use for WWE is Randy Orton. Perfect example for a fuck-up on a storyline. You started off Randy in 2009 as the hottest guy at that time, as far as a character goes. I mean, superstar of the year. I mean, if his character would have still been booked right, he would have probably been character of the year. Not wrestler of the year, because his matches weren't great. And plus, even if his matches were great, you still have Kenta, who's going to most likely win Superstar of the Year and Match of the Year. In fact, Match of the Year is just going to say Kenta. Yes, Chase, I had to steal that joke. But, Randy Orton. Here you have a guy who's put in a hot storyline, the Raw before the Royal Rumble, where he basically kicked the shit out of Vince. There may be some people who will disagree. But in my opinion, that storyline was fucking on fire when it started. It was really going good because Randy can really put intensity in how he goes off and attacks an opponent. He really has the ability to show the intensity of when he just kicks the shit out of his opponent. And it started off real well. He just started knocking off the McMahon family one by one by one. And, well, while people will complain that it brought Triple H and Stephanie to be husband and wife on TV, even though they got divorced, it still was a good storyline that was helping to elevate Randy Orton to be that top heel. And, in my opinion, it kind of downgraded him at No Way Out when they allowed Shane to get so much offense in that match against him. Because, quite frankly, not only could Shane subdue him on a table, he could take on Priceless on his own and take him out. But it didn't completely derail him. I think what completely derailed him was WrestleMania. Because the WrestleMania match was one of the worst clusterfucks for a main event at WrestleMania I have seen, I don't know, in a long time. Because, quite frankly, it's Randy Orton and Triple H. They have this heated rivalry going, and yet no Priceless came out, no McMahon came out, no McMahon tried to screw Triple H, no Priceless member tried to screw Randy Orton, and then the storyline still dragged on. In fact, it didn't even, the family thing did not even matter anymore. It was all about that title. And that's what just got me frustrated, was the Randy Orton storyline just could still be hot, and it can still run throughout the year. But instead, they just decided, oh, well, we're going to fuck it up from here. It's like, come on, you had a hot thing going, and you fucked it up within a month or two. Just like with Randy Orton's title run, losing it to John Cena. I don't entirely mind that he lost to Cena. The problem that I have is that I think it would have been great if Orton would have held the title until WrestleMania, go on his little destructive path, destroying Cena, Triple H, and anybody else they decide to put him up against Batista, and then have the prestige built into that belt, and him being noted as this destructive path, have MVP win the Royal Rumble. Now, I had thought about this idea before he teamed up with Mark Henry, and then MVP letting Randy Orton know, I'm not going to let you put me down. In fact, I'm going to put an end to your destructive path. Build that up to WrestleMania, and they have their little match, You make it seem like MVP is going to go down and the Destructive Path is going to continue, but then MVP prevails, Destructive Path is destroyed, and not only that, the win for MVP has a better feeling to it, because MVP beat the man that was on a destructive path for God knows how long, and they made him lose it to Cena. So even if Randy Orton does win it again at Hell in a Cell, the title run is not as much. I mean, he could still get prestige out of it, but I think it would have been great if he would have held it from July all the way to March, because you got that long title run and the long prestige. But whatever. And you got TNA, who don't know how to fucking book a character. I'll go back to WWE in a second, but I just gotta get to this. The World Elite. You had a fucking potential storyline here with the World Elite. Alright. The un-American type of gimmick has been overused like fuck. But here, you have a Canadian, who's the leader. You have an Arabic wrestler. You have a Japanese wrestler. You have 2 English people. Now you've got a Mexican. So you've got all cultures. It's not just one culture. Unlike WWE, who, when they had the Un-Americans, it was all on the Canadians. Lance Storm, Christian, Test, etc. Albeit the tag team of Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov was there. But it was a tag team. This is supposed to be a stable. It's supposed to take out the Americans. They hate Americans. They feel Un-Americans are unworthy. So what do? Came up with the Main Event Mafia, who are, what, ladies and gentlemen? Americans. Not only that, in WWE, wasn't Kurt Angle noted as, what was that nickname that he was given? Oh yeah, the American Hero. Explain to me the logic in that. Oh my God. Back to WWE. The Miz. I know people are going to say, oh, well, you're just a Miz mark. And Mutant hates the Miz, but I'm sorry, Mutant, I have to disagree. I think Miz is very charismatic. He's a decent wrestler. The Miz, you were building his feud up with Cena so well. Having him just randomly come out, calling him out, Cena wouldn't accept the challenge. And then Miz thinks in his warped mind that he won. And it keeps going until Cena says, alright, you want to fight me? I'm going to give you the chance. You're going to headline the Bash with me. Well, he didn't headline the Bash, per se, but he was one of the top 2 cards. Fucking hell. Wonderful. All you gotta do is just make Miz look good. What do? You make him lose 3 times and make him look as pathetic as possible. The Bash he lost in 5 fucking minutes to the STF tapping with both hands. If he was going to lose, you should have had him lose by disqualification. That way he doesn't look any weak. It just builds up the feud further, and it allows it for another pay-per-view match. Another one, Carlito and Primo. You had them as a tag team. They were an entertaining tag team. You decide to break them up by Carlito turning against Primo. You don't even explain why Carlito breaks Primo, or beats the shit out of Primo. Even though it's obvious, you don't allow Carlito any promo time to at least go out there and explain why he hates Primo. You've given Primo barely any time to intervene and say, you are my brother, and why did you turn on me? We're flesh and blood. You've barely given them any pay-per-view time. You've barely given them any backstage storyline time. So why should we care for either one of them now? You're not even giving Carlito any time. You're not giving Primo any time. These two... Oh, my God. Man, you could say what you want about Carlito, but he's entertaining. He can be entertaining as hell at times. Primo, great wrestler. And he can be entertaining too. And Carlito's a good wrestler. So I don't see why you can't think of what to do with these fucking two. If you're gonna feud them, give them some fucking promo time. It's like, what the hell? TNA's the same responsible thing with superstars such as Monty Brown, fucking up his push. Jeff Hardy, fucking up his push. Who's Samoa Joe? Fucking up him. You're gonna fuck up with Matt Morgan, most likely. It's a rampant thing that just continually happens. The difference is, the majority of the time, WWE, the reason why the star can't get over is because of politics. TNA, most of the time, it's just people who don't know what the fuck they're doing. Sure, you could contribute it to the fact that Jeff Jarrett wanted the fucking spotlight, and he knew he wasn't going to get a main event spot, so he decided, oh, in my delusional warped mind, that I gotta fucking have the title for a fucking year and drop it to AJ so that he could drop it to Raven, so that he could drop it to Rhino, and Rhino could drop it on Impact to me. And I probably got that wrong, but whatever. So you see, storylines and character development just suck these days. There's not really any good storylines out there that I'm looking forward to, with the exception of the farewell tour with Bryan Danielson. It's pretty much it. It's the only real feud that I'm into is Steen and Generico versus the American Wolves. It's pretty much it. It's pretty much the only feud I even care about. Oh, and Fist and the Colony, which people won't even know about. But that's because you gotta go out there and find some indie wrestling to find some enjoyment out of this pseudo-sport. That's how fucked up the mainstream is. WWE can pull out some good stuff, I'll give them that, but TNA's just a complete clusterfuck, alright? They decided to put Madison Rayne back in the Beautiful People, even though she was just kicked out a couple weeks ago. Albeit, you've got Angelina Love, who just got her notice. But now you're bringing in Lacey Von Erich. Why couldn't Lacey Von Erich been the replacement? I mean, come on. And not only that, now, I mean, people are going to say, well, for the pay-per-view. I guess for the pay-per-view, but why Madison Rayne? Somebody that she just beat the shit out of and made a humiliation out of. You couldn't have garnered another replacement just for the meantime until you can get Lacey? God. Anyhow, a long rant, yes. But I thought I'd go off, and maybe, hopefully some of you people have enjoyed this rant, but whatever. Anyways, I'm out.